Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel SAP Learning Studio. I am Alex De Souza and in this video we are going to talk about CDS views for ABAP RAP applications. So without wasting any time, let's begin. So let's first open our Eclipse IDE. So meanwhile this opens, let us understand what is CDS view. A CDS view is like a smart database view. It is used to read, filter and structure data directly from the database instead of fetching the raw data into the ABAP program and then processing it. CDS views allow us to do most of the work directly at the database level. So this approach is also called as code pushdown. So code pushdown means doing the heavy work at the database, not at the application layer. For example, if you want to calculate totals or aggregates, so it's better to calculate them in the database using SQL instead of fetching all the data into the ABAP and calculating it there. So this makes application faster, cleaner and more efficient. So let's log into our BTP trial account. If you don't know how to create a BTP trial account, please watch my previous video. I will add a link in the comment section. So for this tutorial purpose, we will be using some database tables. I have already created some tutorials on how to create the database tables. Please watch that video as well. So let's open our package, navigate to dictionary and the database tables. So I have created these three tables. One is a parent table, one is a child table and one is a text table. So for this tutorial purpose, I have created these three tables. So let's go ahead and create a CDS view. Right click on your package, go to new, other repository objects and search for data. So under core data services, you will see something as data definition. Click on data definition and click on next. Put in your name for the data definition and I stands for interface view and let's create a CDS view. So demo CDS view for RAP, click on next and again click on next. So if you see here, there are multiple options for view creation. We have define view entity, define root view entity and just define view. So there are many options over here. And if you see, there is a code template. So as soon as you click on any one of them, you will see some templates over here. So let's understand what is a view entity first. So a view entity is a modern version of CDS view. It is used instead of classical CDS views. And for new developments, these views are cleaner and they're more RAP friendly and they do not require any SQL view name. And this is recommended by SAP for new projects. If you see, we have define view, so where SQL view is required, but for define view entity there are no SQL view required, and this is what is recommended for all the REP applications. The next we have is a define root view entity. So a root view entity is the main entry point in the RAP applications. So it represents the main business object, the data that the UI or the services will consume first. So in simple words, you can say a root view entity is the parent of your RAP business objects. So it is the main parent. So for this example, let's create a define view entity and click on finish. If you see, this code is auto generated and it says define view, and this is the view name, and select from the data source table. So we have created some database tables. So let's select any table, and we have to just give the table name, and under these curly braces you have to write your code. So there is a shortcut as well. Just press Control and space. You will see you have the list of fields from your table. If you want to select all the fields, double click on select all, and all the fields will be selected. So we have parent ID, language, and descriptions. Note, it auto generates the code. You don't need to type in anything. So CDS views provide many powerful features like association to define relationship between tables. We have built-in functions, we have annotations, we have extensions, and because of this, CDS views are the core part of ABAP and RAP development. So let's check and activate this. And now when you run this as an ABAP application, you can see the data similar to the database table. So this is a view and not a database table, and a view is created to fetch the records from the database table. So for the demo purposes, I have already created few CDS views, and I will just explain it just to save time and make the video short and simple. So again, let's navigate to the core data service, and under data definition, we will be having all the core data services. So these are the three tables I have created, and for all these, based on these three tables, I have created few CDS views. So the first one which I have created is a parent CDS view. So if you notice here, so this is not a view, normal view, this is a root view entity. So in RAP, root view entity represents the main business object. So this tells us that it is not a normal view import, a new normal view entity, and it is a root view entity, and it acts as the entry point for services and UI consumptions. And if you see, there is a composition. So this composition is 1 to star, meaning this defines the relationship. So composition defines as a parent to child relationship. For example, child data depends on the parent. If the parent is deleted, child data is also deleted. So RAP automatically understands and manages the life cycle. And this is very important in RAP applications. So I have simply used the template and have created this view. The next view which I have created is a child view using the child table. And now if you see, this is not a root view entity. This is just a view entity. And for the parent, I have created a root view entity. So now, like, we define the associations over here. So this tells that the CDS belongs to the parent view. So we have done an association to parent. So this says that it belongs to the parent view. And we have used a on projection view condition. So on projection dot parent id equal to underscore parent dot parent id. So this defines how the child is linked to the parent using the parent id. So the next we have another association, that is 0 to star. So this is just a normal association and not a composition, meaning one child record can have 0 or many related text records. So this is typically used for description or language dependent text. This structure is like classical and recommended for parent, and for building any business objects with parent and child data. And now if I run the root view entity, okay, I'll just, and now if you click on any data, you'll see you'll have a navigation. So this parent has a navigation to child, and from this child we can have another navigation, so like list of associations. So there is a navigation being provided. So this is very important for RAP based applications. So we have a linkage from a parent to child. So the first CDS view which I have created is a parent CDS view and a child CDS view, and I have linked them. And if you see here, there is underscore child. You must be thinking, what is this underscore child? So this exposes the child entity in the parent view using composition. So I will share all the link. I'll share all the code and I'll add a link in the description down below. I will also upload all the required code and the documents. That's it for the video. If you find this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe to SAP Learning Studio. Thank you.